So guys, can someone inform in the group that session has started? So in today's session, we are going to understand about import sets. In the import sets, we are going to discuss about transform maps. In the transform maps, we are going to discuss about transform scripts. Okay. In the import sets, we are going to discuss about transform maps. From transform maps, we are going to discuss about transform scripts. Okay. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about transform scripts. Okay. So let me just take an Excel sheet so that I can explain you better. Okay. Okay. Here, guys, you tell me how many rows are here in this spreadsheet. How many rows are here? So we have total 15 rows are here. And how many columns are here? 12 columns are here. Okay. Guys, in the transform scripts, there are 7 types of transform scripts. Okay. There are 7 types of transform scripts. One is on start transform script, on complete transform script, on before transform script, on after transform script. Okay. On start, on complete, on before, on after, on foreign insert, on choice create, on reject. So there are actually 7 types of transform scripts, guys, in the transform apps. There are 7 types of transform scripts in the transform app. Okay. So one is actually on start, on complete, on before, on after, on for an insert, on choice create, and on reject. Okay. These 7 types of transform scripts are there. When exactly each one will run? Guys, remember this point. Here, consider this is actually a spreadsheet, rows and columns. Okay, rows and columns. So on start will run before beginning of the row transformations. On start will run before beginning of the row transformations. So before beginning of the first row. Before beginning of the first row, okay, the on start transform script will run. It will run only one time. On start transform script will run only one time. Only one time. That is in the beginning of the first row transformation. On start will run before beginning of the row transformations. Okay. Before beginning of the row transformations, it will run only one time. On complete will run at the end of the row transformation. It will run only one time. On start will begin before beginning of the row transformation. On complete will run in the end of the transformation. Once all the rows are actually transformed, then on complete transform script will run. Okay. You guys are getting my point? This will run only one time. This will run only one time. And you have on before. It will run before each row transformation. It will run before each row transformation. Okay. It will run after each row transformation. Suppose if there are actually 15 rows are there. So before business rule runs 15 times. If there are 100 rows, before business rules runs 100 times. If there are actually 100 rows are there, after business rule will run 100 times. So on start will run only one time, that is actually beginning of the row transformation. On complete will run only one time, that is actually ending of the row transformation. Okay, on start will run only one time, on complete will also run only one time. Before will run before each row transformation. That means here okay, there are 15 rows, right? Before each row, before each row transformation, the before business rule will run. Remember, before each row transformation, the before business rule will run. As we have 15 rows, this will run 15 times. This will run 15 times. So, and we have after business rule. Sorry, after on after. On after will run after each row transformation. After each row transformation. If there are 15 rows, after business rule will after on after transform script will run 15 times. If there are actually 100 rows, on after transform script will run 100 times. Remember this point. Remember this point, guys. Before transform script, on before transform script will run 100 times if there are 100 rows. If there are 100 rows, on after transform script will run 100 times. You understand, right, guys, everyone? Hmm? Okay. And we have on foreign insert. When we select choice action as create, okay. When we select the choice action as create, a new reference record is created. So on foreign insert means the transform map, we have choice actions. Choice action create, ignore, reject. Choice action create, ignore, reject. Okay. So because of this choice action create, a new reference record is created in a ServiceNow table. Then this on foreign insert will run. So we have seen in the transform map, this is the transform map. In this transform map, the- here let us say assignment group. Whatever the assignment group that is coming from the source, if that is not available in the target, whatever the assignment group that is coming from source, if that is not there in the ServiceNow assignment groups. Okay. Suppose if you are passing a XYZ group, that XYZ group is not there in ServiceNow. If you have selected choice action as create, okay. So then what happens? New XYZ group will be created, isn't it? Isn't it, guys? Tell me. New XYZ group will be created or not? Hmm? Okay. Because of this XYZ group, okay, if a new record is created because of choice action create, okay, then this on foreign insert transform script will run. Okay. And similarly, when we select new choice is created. Okay. So here, guys, there is a choice field here. State is a choice field. So from the source, if any unknown choice is coming, from the source, if there is any unknown choice is coming, okay, because of this unknown choice, because of this unknown choice, okay, as you have selected choice action as create, as you have selected choice action as create, a new choice will be created because you have selected choice action as create. See, like unknown assignment group here, unknown state value is coming. If unknown state value is coming, if that state value is not there in service now, then what exactly it happens is that it will actually create a new choice. So as soon as the new choice is created, you can see on choice create, on choice create. So immediately, whenever a new choice is created because of choice action create, on choice create transform script will run. Clear, guys? Hmm? Okay. So when you select the choice action as reject, when you select the choice action as reject, so if any no unknown assignment group that is coming from source to target, if that unknown assignment group is not there in the target table means, so if you have selected the choice action as reject, the total row transformation will be rejected. Total row transformation will be rejected. So if the row transformation is rejected, when the row transformation is rejected, this unrejected transform script will run. When row transformation is rejected, because of choice action reject, this unrejected transform script will run. Now you are able to understand when exactly which transform script will run and all. Everyone. So when exactly which transform script will run and all, everybody is clear or not? Okay. Now you tell me on start will run how many times? Let us say in a spreadsheet there are actually 70 rows. So on start will run how many times? Okay. On complete will run how many times? Okay. On before will run how many times? Very good. On after will run how many times? Very good. So when exactly the on foreign insert will run? When exactly the on foreign insert transform script will run? So when the choice action is create and a new insertion added, then on foreign insert will run. Okay. Very good. Okay. So guys, now what am I doing is I am going to incident table. See, this problem data has um, some issues. What am I doing is I am downloading the incident data. I am downloading all the incident data. Okay. How many rows are actually downloaded? Okay. Total 90 rows are downloaded. Okay. Okay. Now, what am I doing is I am actually going to load the data in ServiceNow. Load data. I am creating a temporary table, temporary incident. Okay. Okay. So I'm actually creating a transform map between incident and temporary incident and I'm making number as queries. Number as queries. Okay. You can transform the data. Twenty insert, 57 updates, 13 ignored, and data load has happened properly. Okay. I'm going to the import set. Total 9 zeros are imported. So 20 are inserted. That is fine. Very good. 20 are inserted and 57 are updated, and that is fine. Okay. Well, hi, guys, here I have actually created a transformer between temporary table and target table. Now, what I'm doing is I'm deleting all the incidents here. In the incident table, I'm deleting all the incidents. Hmm. Okay. I'm deleting few more. Okay. Okay. So, guys, here understand me carefully. What exactly, what exactly this coalesce does? What exactly this coalesce does? Can any one of you tell me? Hmm? If the record exists, it will update. If the record doesn't exist, it will create. Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good response. But as per the client, right? As per the client has given me one challenge here. So in the Excel sheet, you have total 90 records. Okay. You have total how many records? You have total 90 records here. The Excel sheet, you have total 90 records. Okay. In the Excel sheet, you have total 90 records are there. But in ServiceNow, you have only 30 records. Okay. As per my client requirement, as per my client requirement, no new record should be created. No, when we import the data, no new record should be created. Only existing records should be updated. Only existing records should be updated is what actually the client requirement. Okay. Now what am I doing is, okay. Okay. So what am I doing here is, when I import this data, no new record should be created in this ServiceNow target table. Only existing records should be updated. Whatever the 30 records that are there, those 30 records should be updated. No new record should be created. So by default, Coalesce will actually check if the record found, it will actually update. If the record not found, it will create the record. So I have to stop the record creations. I have to allow only updates. I have to allow only updates. So in that case, what am I doing is I am actually creating a transform script here. I am creating a transform script. So which script I am using? On before I am using. On before will run before each row transformation, right? Before each row transformation, I will check if it is insert or update. Before each row transformation, it will act like a business rule, before business rule. So before business rule will stop the data processing, right? So likewise, this on before will stop row processing. Okay. On before will stop row processing. So on before will run before each row transformation, right? So here I will check here if action, if action is equal to insert, action is equal to insert, ignore is equal to true. So ignore is equal to true. Don't create the record. And status message. Instructions are not allowed. Okay. So this will run before each row transformation. It will check if the action is insert. It will ignore the row transformation. Ignore is equal to true. And status message is equal to this message I am actually showing. I am just submitting this one. I have created a on before transform script. This on before transform script will run before each row transformation. It will run. I told you, right? Hmm? Did I tell you or not? Okay. Load data. You can see only 30 updates has happened. So no new record is created, guys. You can go to the import set here. You can go to the import set here. Okay. Ignored. The comment here is insertions are not allowed. Okay. Row transformation ignored by on before transform script. You can see the comment here. Insertions are not allowed. Row transformation ignored by on before script. So only no new record is created. If you see here, is there any new record created? Only 30 records are there. No new record is created here. Is there any new record here created, guys? Only existing records updated, but no new record is created. So how is this possible? That is possible only through transform script. Okay, that is possible through only transform script. Okay, getting my point? Whenever we are importing the data, whenever we are importing the data, okay, if the here whenever see row 0, okay, first row should be ignored. Second row, this one, this first one should be ignored, okay, and should be second one should be transformed, okay. Third one should be ignored. Fourth one should be transformed. Fifth one should be ignored. Sixth one should be transformed. So that means when we load the data, when we import the data, first, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, 11th, 13th, 15th, 17th, 19th, these rows should not be transformed. Okay. These rows should not be transformed. Okay. So in that case, what I will do is I will actually open the on before transform script. If source dot in the source table, there will be a field. So this row field name I am taking. The field name is import set row. Source dot import set row percentile 2 to equal to 0. Okay. Source dot import set row percentile 2 even number should be transformed. E- e- uh, so we have to allow only odd numbers. Percentile 2 equal to 0. It will only allow odd numbers. Okay. So 1 percentile 2. Okay. So what it does, it will only allow odd number rows. Okay. Now let me do one thing. Okay. You can also write this one also. If okay. So total out of these 30, total 30 records are there, right? So total these 30 in these 30 records, 15 records should be updated as per my knowledge. 15 records should be updated. Okay. Load the data. Only 15 updates has happened. Only 15 updates has happened. Okay. Only odd numbers are allowed. So it has accepted only even numbers, it looks like. This one, semicolon is a warning, guys. Okay. Semicolon is a warning. Warnings can be ignored, okay? Okay, it has accepted the, looks like it has accepted the even numbers. Looks like. We will see only updated records. Okay, even numbers are updated, guys. Okay, fine. It is working as expected. 84, 86, 82, 80, 78, 76, 74, 72. Only even numbers are updated. Yeah, this logic might work, Rahul. It has updated the only even numbers, okay? So suppose, suppose guys, um, we are uploading the data through Excel sheet, okay? We are importing the data through Excel sheet. Suppose we are not actually importing the data through Excel sheet. Some external system is sending the request to ServiceNow. Okay, some external system. Let us take Salesforce. Salesforce is sending request to ServiceNow. Okay, Salesforce is sending request to ServiceNow. Getting my point? When Salesforce is sending request to ServiceNow, uh, here in ServiceNow, um, in ServiceNow, are the mandatory details they are passing or not? I have to check. If they are not passing mandatory details, if they are not passing mandatory details, I have to ignore the record. Okay. So when they are actually passing the when they are passing the data but not passing the mandatory details. Okay, they are passing the data, but they are not passing mandatory details. So then what I will do here in the on before transform script, I will write okay, if source dot u underscore assignment group equal to empty. Okay. If it is there, okay, if the assignment group is there, first of all, we have to check if that is valid or not. Okay. Var gr sys underscore user underscore group active group or not, I have to check. Gr dot add active group. If it is an active group, if it is an active group, if it is not an active group, you will write ignore is equal to true, ignore is equal to true. Inactive group found. Inactive group found. Okay. Else, we should not write else part here. We have to write else part here. The else part, okay, ignore is equal to true, ignore is equal to true, status message should be different. Assignment group is empty. Assignment group is mandatory. Okay. So likewise, mostly we will be using on before transform scripts in the transform maps. Mostly we'll be using on before transform scripts in the transform maps. Okay. So in which scenario we will use on start transform script. Okay. So when we begin the transform map, how many when we begin the transform map, let us say if you want to send an email before beginning of the transform map, if you want to send an email, okay, transform map has been started, something like that. If you want to send an email, so what you can do is you can write a on start and you can use gs.eventqueue to send an email from here. gs.eventqueue event name object name event param 1 comma event param 2. So what it does, it will actually send an email that transform app has been started, something like that. Transform app has been started. If you want to run a script before beginning of the transform app, you will write a transform script here using on start transform script. And once the transform map is completed, then on complete transform map will run. So on complete transform script will run. So in this transform scripts, how many rows inserted, how many rows updated, so how many rows ignored, how many rows skipped. So if you want to send all those details as an email, then you can actually send an email from here. Once the transform map is completed, how many records updated, how many records created, and how many records skipped, how many records ignored, that status you can pass it from the on complete transform script. Okay. So on before will run before the each row transformation, I told you, right? Before each row transformation, on before will run. So similarly, after each row transformation, on after transform script will run. Okay, on after transform script will run after each row transformation. Okay. Okay. Let us say once incident record is created. Once incident record is created. So what you want to do is you want to, instead of running the business rules, in the transform map, we have business rules, right? Run business rules. Instead of checking this checkbox, so you can actually write a transform script. Okay, once the incident record is created, if you want to send an email to the assignment group members, you can actually, after record is created, so then after transform script, on after transform script. So after each row transformation, so it will send an email to each assignment group saying that incident has been created on your group, something like that. Okay. So here we are using on after means once the record is created on the database. Okay. Once the record is once the row is transformed successfully on the database. Okay. After row transformation means once the row is transformed successfully. Okay. You are able to understand, right, when exactly which business rules will run and all. Hmm? When exactly which transform script will run and all, everybody is clear, right? I'm unmuting everyone. You can ask your questions, guys, if you have any questions. So tomorrow we'll be understanding about data sources. Tomorrow we'll be understanding about data sources.
Yeah, Uday, based on this one, just now we have explained, right? On after and on before we are sending the mail thing, right? As per my understanding, on after and on before will be run for each row every time.
Yes.
Yeah, here that is good. But in each row we don't have the all the data, right? Only that particular row data will be there.
Yes. Yes.
In my scenario, same thing. As per now, as per our requirement, it is going to the assignment group email. It will send. If we want to send all the details to the manager or anything, in which event we need to include that one?
I didn't understand the question, Anil.
I have the 70 records today.
Okay.
In the 70 records, I need to send those 70 records to the manager. Yeah, in that script where we need to write, I mean, in which transform script we need to use. I need to set all the data in the form of, I mean, table like that. All the data I need to send instead of one by row.
All the data you want to send, you have to write an complete transform script.
Okay. So there I am able to get all the data, right,
Yeah.
in that scenario.
Okay. So
Okay.
see here in this case, um, you have to do one thing. You have to create a system email notification. You have to write the email script. Okay.
Okay.
You have to write the email script as well here, because all the records information such as which record is created and what is the comment, which record is update, what it is a comment, and which record is skipped, what is the comment, which record is ignored, what is the comment, everything you want to show in the table format in the email notification.
Yes, yes, Uday. Correct.
Okay. So in that case, you have to create a system email notification. In the system email
Okay.
notification, you have to write a transforms. You have to write an email script.
Okay.
Okay. And that system email notification, you have to fire it through event
Okay.
from the on-complete transform script or from the transform history table, both of them.
Okay.
Okay. From the transform history table or from the on-complete transform script, you have to fire that event.
Okay. Okay. Same thing we need to implement, like we need to fetch the data from this table, right? Just now you mentioned.
Yeah, transform history table.
Okay. Okay. Then now I got the
Mm,
solution.
mm, mm.
I understood.
Yeah. So here we have two objects primarily. Source object refers to temporary table record values. Target object refers to target table field values. Okay. You
Okay.
can go through this documentation. They have provided some documentation. Server side best practices, client side best practices. There are some best practices you can follow. Okay. Okay. So you are able to understand, right? This transform apps concept and transform scripts and all. Hmm? Everyone. Okay. Okay. Then we'll be connecting tomorrow with the data sources topic. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and see you there in tomorrow's session. Thank you all.